This is Sports Drive.
Welcome back into Sports Drive, everybody. Joining us now, the new head coach of the Borger Bulldogs football team, Coach Hamrick. Coach Hamrick, thanks so much for taking the time and coming on the show.
Thanks for having us on.
Coach, I also want to say thank you for having us out for summer celebration in Borger. We had a great time and working with us to help us get the content we needed for that show. We do appreciate it, and we know you're just getting started there in Borger. You're busy as you get ready for the first football season as head coach. So we appreciate all your help that you had with that, and we just had a great time out there. So we want to say thank you for that.
Good evening for the community. Absolutely.
Absolutely. It was great, and it was great to get introduced to all the new coaches, too. We'll ask you a little bit about that, but we want to just start off with, of course, first year at Borger. Just talk to us a little bit about what it's been like so far for you. Obviously, we know it must have been a whirlwind because you did have to hire, a few new coaches along with yourself at Borger and bringing some new faces in and trying to, help, bring Borger, the programs, just elevate them to that level that you hope to get them to. So what has it been like, really, since you were hired to this point, even before you've gotten on the field to coach a real football game?
And it's been a fast paced and and fun semester, and every day is a new day when you take on a new job, and that happened 8 or 9 years ago when I started coordinating. But getting people hired has been fun and challenge at the same time. But I feel like we've been able to hire a lot of like-minded people that are going to invest in the goal that I have for this football program, but also the athletic department as well. So it's been fun. Getting to meet people along the way and work with our administration and principals and getting people hired and getting in the best spots where we can be successful as a district, but also we can hire quality coaches and individuals.
And as far as kind of getting to know the players and everything along that regard, what's that kind of been like, just interacting with them, getting to know them on a personal level and as football players, and getting that element underway a little bit as you gear into what's going to be a grind of a football training camp and two-a-days and everything like that before the season?
It's been great to get to know the kids, especially off season is a great time. One of my favorite times of the year, just because you get to learn so much about the kids and how they handle adversity and what they're willing to do to the extra. And so it's been a fun time getting to know these kids. And over the 7 months now and through the summer, I feel like I have a good relationship with a lot of the boys, and our staff is building a relationship as they've been on more or less in the summer. So the kids are definitely more comfortable, eager, excited. We're actually wrapping up some physicals right now, and kids are just ready to go, and I think coaches are ready to go, and they've just jumped right on board and asked everything we've asked them to do, so we're excited.
Absolutely, Coach. And, one of those players, obviously, I had the chance to talk to, KJ Jennings. I know he's been very kind of involved this summer with you guys and just, being involved with the coaches and everything like that. What can you say about, the work ethic you've kind of seen from him and how he's kind of shown that willingness to kind of be involved and try to, be around the team and around the coaches as much as he can?
KJ's had a great summer. He's missed 1 week, and that was for his family vacation. Here every day with a smile on his face. The kid doesn't have a bad day, and that's fun to be around. It's that kind of energy is going to spread throughout a team and a coaching staff. When everybody's having fun, it makes things a lot easier. But he's been a good leader, and we've still got to develop some on the football side in terms of leading in that and commanding a team and commanding respect. But KJ's doing a great job, and the kids are really doing a good job working together.
And Coach, just talk to me a little bit about the process of taking this job. Obviously, you spent a long time. I believe it was a decade or close to a decade, right, at Tascosa that you spent there, under Coach Plunk. And it couldn't have been easy to leave, and I know that it was kind of a long time coming in terms of you deserving an opportunity to take over as a head coach somewhere. What was it kind of like for you to, spend so much time at Tascosa and finally find kind of a home where you felt comfortable jumping into the head coaching role?
Well, really those years at Tascosa prepared me for this, and really the success of the coaches we had there, the kids we had there, is what got my family and I to where we are now. Not really anything I did; it was just everything together. And so, but I've talked for years with Coach Plunk about applying for jobs and got upset when I didn't get interviews or things, and he's always been very level-headed and supportive and said, "Oh, you don't want that job," or "Yes, you do want this job." He's always been honest with me, and I appreciate that. Early, I always got frustrated, but it really helped, and he's been through this process. He knows what it's like, and I don't think you can explain it until you go through it. And so now, I understand everything he meant when we sat down and talked. And so, but really excited about this community. The community wants and our facilities and what the district is willing to do for these young kids for them to be successful. And now we just need a group of adults in there to help lead them and challenge them, push them past what they think they can do on their own.
What can you kind of say about, for people to understand how challenging that process is when you're an assistant and, you want to look into those head coaching roles, and you mentioned a little bit the frustration that can come along with that, the mental aspect of it that can be difficult to overcome. What can you say about really what people maybe don't understand about how challenging that can be sometimes as, a high-level assistant as you were at Tascosa?
There's so much more that goes into these jobs than just knowing a little bit of football, and I think sometimes people don't understand that. There's just administrative side, getting people hired, working with other people, leading other coaches, hiring other coaches. There's so much that goes into it that when I thought I was ready, I wasn't. I don't know that you're ever ready, ever, until you get into it. But then you hire people around you that are as good or better than yourself to help you build this thing. And I think that's what we've done. And the biggest thing I've learned is some of the coaches I brought in are just as good, if not better, than I am. And so that's really what's going to help make this thing work.
And in kind of addition to that, obviously, I know you've talked a lot about changing the culture there and it being kind of a long process to do that. It's not an easy thing to just come in, and it doesn't happen overnight, certainly. So what can you say about how you feel you're kind of prepared and how you kind of have to deal as a head coach with dealing with that long process, knowing that it's going to take time. You can't get frustrated early on if you're not seeing immediate results, and how you kind of have to handle that, not just as a coach, but as a person in this new role.
My first year at Tascosa as an assistant, we went 1-9. We had just switched to the option, and then we went 3-7, and we were close to winning some games, and then we went 9-3, and we won those games close, and then we got really good, and then it kind of got going. But it took several years. So I've been through a process kind of like this and built it alongside that staff. We all worked together, and it was a struggle for a while. And things now that I've come here, you look back and like, man, I remember when we had to do this. I remember when we were battling this. And so just having realistic expectations, right now, as opposed to what I'm used to. But so far, these kids are surpassing what, I think should be done right now. And I'm just proud of the way they're working and the staff's coming together and the community and the excitement. It's an exciting time right now.
Absolutely, Coach Hamrick. One final question. We just got about 30 seconds here before we got to go to break. But just what can you say about how excited you are to just get things rolling, get into the season finally after this kind of long wait since you've been hired, and really just get on the field and start playing football, the game you love?
And we're excited for Monday. Probably won't be able to sleep Sunday night, but I know everyone's ready to go, get on the field and start the process. It's a grind. It's a long grind, and I think we all understand that now. But that's when this time of year goes fast because you got something to look forward to every day after school. We're excited to get going.
Absolutely, Coach Hamrick. Well, thank you so much for taking the time and talking to us. We'll be in touch soon as we get ready for our countdown to kickoff. Borger, of course, we're going to head out there in the coming weeks, and we'll have coverage of that leading up to the season. Coach Hamrick, thank you so much for taking the time. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Coach. We'll be right back with more Sports Drive after the break.